As much as we hate to admit it, money talks in GTA Online, and if you're broke in Los Santos, you're gonna stick out like a caveman in the middle of Wall Street. So for all you newbies out there who clicked on this video to get rich, I've got some really good news here. It is 100% possible to go from $0 into the big leagues in this game within a mere matter of months. But just like hitting the gym to get jacked, there is no shortcut. So if you want to improve your in-game finances, you'll have to put in the bare minimum amount of work, and you'll have to be consistent above all other things. Also, this is not going to be another one of those money glitch videos because we don't do any of that on this channel. Instead, what I'll be teaching you is strategy, which jobs to do first, which items to buy, and which businesses that you should get and why you should get them. And if you stick around, you'll earn more than enough cash to buy that super yacht, that Luxor Deluxe, and all the weaponized vehicles as you want. But it all comes from humble beginnings. So let's start with the easiest way to boost your income during the early stages, the Expanded and Enhanced Edition's Career Builder. And there are 4 career paths that you can choose from: Executive, Gun Runner, Nightclub Owner, and Biker. I've spoken very favorably about the nightclub before. However, I'm not going to recommend it as your starter business. And honestly, neither do I recommend the Biker path with the Motorcycle Clubhouse. And here's why. While the nightclub is an S-tier business that makes up to 100K per hour in passive income, it's also totally reliant on MC businesses to work properly. This means that unless you own a motorcycle clubhouse along with supporting businesses like the Coca-Cola lockup, the grass farm, as well as the counterfeit cash factory, you'll miss out on a huge chunk of the income from the warehouse section, which comprises half of your total nightclub earnings. Then on the flip side, if you choose to go down the biker path, it's also quite disappointing from a beginner's perspective. Sure, an MC club is essential to get started on your MC business journey. However, the sad thing about it is that most MC businesses, except for the Coca-Cola lockup and Math Lab, well, they're kind of mediocre when it comes to actual income per hour. And so if you want to make the most out of your MC businesses in particular, you'll also need a nightclub, which is kind of ironic because we've ended up in a sort of circular relationship here where you can't have one without the other, and the Career Builder only lets you choose one path, which is why you should stay away from both of these right now. If you pick the CEO path, you get access to the warehouse business, but that's also not very good for beginners. Plus, you can't buy large warehouses from the Career Builder. For this reason, I also advise against picking the CEO career path. And that leaves us with one option, the bunker. And this is the route that I personally recommend for 2 main reasons. First off, the bunker is one of the most underrated as well as stable sources of income in the entire game, and it's almost entirely passive, unlike CEO cargo, which requires you to source crates all the time, or most of the time. Secondly, the bunker pays really well at over $90,000 per hour when fully upgraded, and it also helps you unlock special ammo types as well as weapon upgrades for various vehicles, so over time you'll gain a ton of other unique offensive capabilities against vehicles and enemy players just from your bunker research. And the best time to buy a bunker is at the start of the game, so use that Career Builder and grab yourself a bunker at Chumash. Then select Upgrade Pack A, which will give you better equipment as well as a personal quarters. For your vehicle, pick either the Armored Kuruma or Grati Turismo Classic. The Kuruma is great for grinding heists and contact missions. The Turismo Classic is good so you can slap on some HSW mods and do the time trials if you prefer earning cash that way. And finally, for weapons, pick yourself up a homing launcher, a mini SMG, as well as a special carbine. This selection should cover all of your bases, and I've got more tips on weapons coming up, so I'll leave you with these 3 for now because the Career Builder doesn't really give you the full roster of weapons to choose from at the beginning. Some of the best weapons are also locked behind a rank check, but I'll show you a trick to get around that. Alright, now that you have your first business as well as your first vehicle, it's time to make some money, and the easiest way to get your snack and armor money at the start is through G's caches as well as stash houses. G's caches refresh daily, and while they can spawn in randomized locations, there are exactly 20 total spawn points, and you can see them all on the gtaweb.eu map. Plus, if you're near a G's cache, your controller will start vibrating as you enter the yellow circle. If you see a purple crate icon on your map, the one with a question mark in the center, you immediately know it's a G's cache. And if you collect one of these, you'll get anywhere from $15,000 to $22,000, plus a free snacks and ammo refill. Then we have stash houses, which are also randomized, and these are shown on your map with a purple house icon. If you visit a stash house at the start of your career when you don't own any business, you'll get $30,000 cash. And these are super easy to do as well. You just have to kill a few thugs inside the room and find a yellow sticky note with the code to the safe. Just by spending 5 minutes on a stash house and G's cash in total, you can make $50,000 every single day. But wait, there's more, because GTA Online has a ton of short and sweet daily activities that you can do as a beginner to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me break it down for you. First, you have the junk energy skydives. These are simple mini games where you visit one of many skydive points on the map and it will spawn you into an aircraft with a parachute. From there, all you have to do is fly through every single golden circle like Sonic the Hedgehog and land within the allotted time limit to collect an easy $5,000. If you do all 10 skydives for the day, that's $50,000 right there, and you also get a further $50,000 for doing all 10 daily jumps. Then the game adds another $50K bonus if you got the gold medal on all jumps, so in total, you're making $150,000 daily just from junk energy skydives. These do require a bit of practice at first, but honestly, once you figure out the flow of things, you'll be doing these dives in no time. Then you also have the junk energy bike time trials, which take like 2 minutes maximum, and they pay $51,000. You can also make $100,000 per day by shooting animals with your phone camera. Just visit this tourist board right here, see which 3 animals you have to photograph for the day, then go on the GTAweb.eu map to get all the spawn points for these animals if you don't know them, and then all that's left to do is drive there, pull out your camera, click some photos, and send them to the Los Santos tourist board. You get $40,000 for the first 2 photos and $60,000 for the last photo, totaling up to $100,000 for just 5 to 6 minutes of gameplay right there. Then we've got the weekly time trials, both regular as well as HSW time trials. For the regular time trials, you can use a simple $15,000 Batty 801RR, and for the HSW time trials, you can buy yourself a Hakuchou drag bike for $976,000 and pick yourself up a free HSW upgrade at Howe's Special Workshop. The HSW Hakuchou drag is the fastest land vehicle in GTA Online, and if you want to get from point A to point B on the map, it will beat out every single supercar on the racetrack, so I think it's easily the best vehicle to spend your free HSW upgrade on. And what's neat here is that you can even use the HSW Hakuchou drag to do the regular time trials. It's basically cheating because these trials are designed with non-HSW vehicle speeds in mind. But hey, you paid all that money to buy the bike, might as well make the most of it, right? Regular time trials pay $100,000, while the HSW time trial pays $250K. So not only will you make back all the money you spent on your Hakuchou drag within the first month, but you'll also have a decent bit of profit to go along with it. And so if we add up all the money from daily activities, it comes out to over $650,000 per day. Mind you, this is without the daily G's cash and stash house. If we add those in as well, we're making over $700K a day without doing a single heist, contact mission, or business activity. Pretty insane, right? Now you know why I talked about consistency earlier, because if you log in every single day and just do the daily activities, you can easily make $30 million a month. No businesses, no properties, nothing, just really doing daily activities. But if you want to make the grind even easier, here's what you need to do next. Find yourself a proper vehicle. I already mentioned the Hakuchou drag, which is an excellent grinding tool, and you can even use the Batty 801RR if you're on a tight budget. There is an excellent free vehicle on Warstock that will carry you through the entire first half of your criminal career, and that vehicle is the legendary Duke of Death. This is an armored muscle car that you can get for free on Warstock Cash and Carry. It doesn't matter if you have the legacy version of GTA 5 or the enhanced version. This car is free for everyone, both new as well as returning players. And the best part about it is that it's way more resistant to explosives compared to that really nice armored Kuruma that everyone recommends. Because of that extra explosive resistance, the Duke of Death can actually tank 3 RPGs or 9 homing missiles before blowing up, while the Kuruma is turned into a burning scrap heap with just 1 missile or sticky bomb. It gets even better here because thanks to a recent update, you can now install Imani Tech upgrades on the Duke of Death as well, turning it into a basically invincible machine in public free roam lobbies. If you have the premium version of GTA 5 on PC, you can also grab other excellent vehicles like the Pisswasser Dominator, the Turismo R, and the Pegasi Vortex for absolutely free. However, what's funny to me is that none of these are as fast as that humble Batty 801RR that costs just $15,000. As a matter of fact, if you fully upgrade that Batty 801 bike, it'll hit a top speed of 135 miles an hour, just barely shy of the fastest non-HSW vehicle in the game, and it will do a lap around a track faster than most million-dollar supercars. Alright then, with the vehicles taken care of, it's time to talk about guns. You can't go a minute in Los Santos without shooting up someone or someplace, so might as well ensure that you're equipped with the right tools for the job, and the good news here is that you don't have to spend a fortune on weapons. In fact, you can complete your billionaire's journey with just 5 weapons: an AP pistol, a special carbine, a heavy sniper, a combat MG, and a homing launcher. Throw in an assault shotgun if you like to smash people up close because it's a death ray in close quarters combat. But yeah, these are really all the guns you need. Maybe that and an up and atomizer too if you want another honorable mention. Remember, FMJ and explosive ammo for lightly armored vehicles, armor piercing ammo for enemies with body armor, and incendiary ammo for when you want to have some fun. You'll need a bunker to unlock the special ammo types, but what's annoying is that even if you stick with regular rounds, you still can't get your hands on a heavy sniper or combat MG right from the start. If you visit an ammunition store, the game will actively block you from buying these guns, as you need a minimum rank requirement first. And so most of the arsenal that you see on YouTube videos like this aren't actually available to you as a beginner. However, I've got a way around that. See this R icon on the map? That's Ron, Trevor's old accomplice from story mode, and he's got a job ready for you in Sandy Shores. When you visit him at the liquor store, you'll initiate the Los Santos Drug War storyline with 11 missions in total. If you do the first one, you'll unlock the Freak Shop, which is the home base for the Fooligans. This may not seem like a big deal, but once you step inside, you'll find a fully functional Mark II weapons workshop just waiting for you in the corner. And when you click on it, you'll realize that not only can you modify and upgrade your guns to their Mark II variants, but you can also buy things like that heavy sniper and the combat MG that are normally locked behind rank checks at the ammunition store. Pretty neat, right? And if you're sick of wearing that useless light body armor, I've got another little trick for you. Do a few Clucking bells, buy an agency for $2 million, and upgrade it with the armory package. This will unlock that super heavy body armor, which is honestly the only body armor worth buying in GTA 5 Online, as it gives you a full bar of armor, and it can absolutely absorb more than one shot without disintegrating completely. It's an absolute godsend if you're doing contact missions or heists, because NPCs in this game are no joke. They're aggressive, and they have crazy aimbot, which means you need to spam snacks and armor to make it through some of the missions that we'll talk about later in this video. And some of those missions, for example, come from the Clucking Bell farm raid heist. This is where you get to make some real money, and it unlocks at rank 5, so within your first hour of playing GTA Online. Just like with the Freak Shop, you don't need to purchase a business. Simply visit this V icon on your minimap, talk with Vincent, and he'll give you all the details. Then just do all the setups, and you can finish the finale in under 15 minutes for an easy $500,000. In total, the Clucking Bell farm raid won't take you more than 45 minutes. The payout for the Clucking Bell farm raid may not be the top of the line compared to other heists, but it's still very good, and the missions themselves are a lot of fun even after multiple playthroughs, which is why I do Clucking Bells to this day, despite having played it dozens and dozens, probably even hundreds of times at this point. After your first Clucking Bell though, head over to East Vinewood for the next missions. These will be marked by a D on the map. Remember the Freak Shop that we unlocked earlier? Well, there are 10 more missions that you can do, but if you just do the next 5, you'll complete the First Dose questline, which gives you a free Brigade 6x6 as well as $300,000 in cash. Then you can also do a mission to source equipment for the Acid Lab, which lets you install the Acid Lab business in the back of your Brigade 6x6 for $750,000. If you do the Last Dose missions, you'll also get a free Ocelot Virtue supercar and more than enough money for the Acid Lab equipment as well as the upgrades. By the way, if you think you run the Acid Lab just by stealing supplies, don't. It is not worth your time, and you're much better off doing basic stuff like CEO worker contact missions for Simeon or Gerald. But once you do install that equipment upgrade, after finishing 10 Fooligan missions for Dax, you'll be rolling in cash because the Acid Lab can easily generate you over $80,000 every single in-game day as long as you have that production speed boost enabled. And the best part about it is that you never have to do a thing. Just call Mud on your phone and he'll buy supplies for you. Then when you're ready to sell, simply call the Acid Lab to your location from the service vehicles menu, and it will always give you exactly one vehicle no matter how much product you have while you sell. Because of how easy this business is to manage and the fact that you practically get the entire business for free, the Acid Lab is definitely one of the best businesses that you can own as a solo grinder to make millions of dollars in GTA Online. Once you've made a few $1 million from the Acid Lab and Clucking Bell, you have a big choice to make here. Either buy the Casacca submarine for the Cayo Perico heist or the agency if you want to do the Dr. Dre contract. I recommend personally purchasing an agency first because that will unlock the Dr. Dre VIP contract, which in my opinion is now easily the best grinding method in the entire game. The VIP contract does take a bit longer, 1 hour versus maybe 50, 45, 40 minutes for Cayo, around there, but it also pays a guaranteed $1.1 million in total every single time and has 0 setup fees. Plus, the main reason it's so much better for grinding is that you can do a new VIP contract every single 48-minute interval. Now compare that to Cayo, which takes a solo player 2 hours and 24 minutes to come off cooldown. So if you plan on doing more than one heist a day, I'd say the Dr. Dre contract is easily the better of the two. And don't forget all the rest of the value that you're getting from the agency. Free snacks, armor purchases right next to your bedroom, the ability to buy equipment like night vision and rebreathers, Imani tech upgrades, as well as other money-making sources like doing security contracts, the passive money wall safe, and more. And then you also have that free Super Velito carbon helicopter, which is a massive boost to your grinding speed during the early stages when you don't own a Sparrow or an Oppressor Mark II. So my preferred order is the agency first, then the Casacca. Once you have the Casaca, do a couple of Cayo Pericos. You can also check out my Cayo speedrun guide to learn how to do it in the most efficient way possible. Then use the money from your first 2 Cayo runs to buy yourself a Sparrow helicopter. It's easily the second best vehicle for solo grinding in the game, surpassed only by the Oppressor Mark II in my opinion. And if you have a Sparrow, Cayo preps go from being annoying and time consuming to mind-numbingly easy. It's honestly shocking just how much of a transformation there is between doing Cayo preps without the Sparrow and Cayo preps with the Sparrow. The difference is night and day. Okay, now that you have an agency and a Casaca, as well as a bunker and an acid lab, we have a nice mix of both passive and active businesses. So it's time to create what I call a grinding routine. And this is definitely the most important thing that you must do as a solo player if you want to get rich in GTA Online. Because without a game plan, you'll burn yourself out doing the same content over and over, and you won't even be making efficient use of your time, so you'll probably make less money than you should. So what is a grind routine? In simple terms, it's a daily planner for your GTA Online gameplay session. A series of steps that you follow in a specific order whenever you log in, designed to help you make the most amount of money in the least amount of time possible. And the key here is to layer your passive and active businesses together so there's zero downtime between different types of content. For example, what you can do is, as soon as you log in, resupply your bunker exactly once, so it generates $210,000 worth of product. This will take you approximately 2.5 hours, close to the amount of time that your acid lab needs to fill up, which is 3 hours if you have the production speed boost. So what do we do during this 2.5 to 3 hour period? Well, we start with Cayo Perico, as it has the longest cooldown of all heists in the game. Then once that's done, we do a Dr. Dre contract. That's 2.5 hours right there if you're using a slow vehicle like the Duke of Death, in comparison to the Sparrow or an Oppressor Mark II. And if you have those, you can even fit in a Clucking bell after your Cayo and Dr. Dre contract. Then with all the active work done, we can sell both our bunker and acid lab to make an easy $550,000 on top of the $2.5 million that we just made. That's $3 million with just 1 day of grinding. You can of course modify this based on things like weekly bonuses or specific other businesses that you own. I like to mix things up with a few auto shop contracts, maybe a most wanted bounty from the bail office, salvage yard vehicle robberies, garment factory FIB files. It's up to you which tasks you choose, but don't treat this like some kind of Shaolin Kung Fu training program. It doesn't have to be harsh or unpleasant just because you're trying to make money in this game. Ultimately, GTA Online is a video game at the end of the day, and we need to have fun while we're playing. Otherwise, what's the point? So even though you're trying to min-max and be efficient, don't forget to pick jobs, heists, and activities that you personally like. Maybe even try switching things around every few days. Make a list of 3, 4, or even 5 grinding routines for different days of the week, and see which events and businesses are paying double and do those instead of some of your regular stuff. Rockstar intends for you to try out different types of content and constantly switch between jobs, which is why they put out these weekly updates. So don't just grind Cayo or Dr. Dre for the rest of your life, because then you'll feel burnt out and you might quit the game altogether. We're trying to get rich here, but the process doesn't have to feel boring or tedious because there is so much to do and experience in the world of GTA 5 Online. Those are my top 10 tips for becoming ultra rich in this game though. I'm sure the veteran players among my audience already know all of this, but which one do you think is the most helpful for new players? Please let me know down in the comments, and if you have any other tips of your own on how to make lots of money fast, feel free to share them. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Drop a like on it if you found it informative. Consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv, and I will see you guys in the next GTA 5 online video. Adios, amigos.